With 13 years in the business of outfitting the Caribbean professional, J&K has stepped into new horizons with a grand opening of their two new standalone stores, J&K Men and J. Marie. Here to talk about it is the duo behind the popular career brand, Mr. Karen James and Mrs. Joanna James. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
Doing well,
Great.
doing well.
Well, it's nice to have you all here. See you come matching in the red and black to make sure that we
Yes.
know it's a proper teamwork going on here.
Yes.
All right. Now, many people may be familiar with J&K Signature Fashions, but they may not have met you before. So tell us a little bit about the duo behind the team.
Okay.
Well, Jay, I'm the Joanna. So I am the creative director and designer for our brand. This is my husband, and I'm a mom of two twins. It's been 13 years of developing this brand, so it's been my life's work
Yeah.
so far. And yeah, I could say that.
Well, for me, I came from a background of music. First career would have been music, and then I transitioned into entertainment law. And along the way, this lady was actually, paralleling, on the side there, and we met and started this, re-met, yes, and started this 2009.
Yeah.
And so since then I've been focused on this, and it's been a labor of love for us, and yeah, definitely our life's work, life's journey.
You say you started in music. You didn't tell me where you started, but I'm assuming it's in clothing still.
No, in marketing, distribution, banking.
So then how come we end up in clothing in this industry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never have thought that this was my life, and now it's so my life. It really came up from an opportunity that Karen had. He's always been an entrepreneur. And our first store is in Port of Spain, Frederick Street.
Yeah.
And when that opportunity came up, the owners came to Karen and asked him if he wanted to take over the space. And he came to me with looking at doing business plans. So we did business plans with all kinds of different things. But the seed was planted by the owners who said, they did some workwear there, and that's something that you could consider. And then as a working woman, looking for things, I always found it difficult to get everything in one place.
Yeah.
And so that really attracted me. And more importantly, the business plan seemed more viable
Okay.
than anything else.
So the business plan was the main reason why you went into career where?
Yeah. And leave my career in banking. I mean, with my boyfriend, at the time. So yeah, I take calculated risk, and that business plan really convinced me.
We were both professionals pursuing our careers. At that time, I was well into my career as an entertainment attorney. And so to make that transition required something very significant. And so we did our due diligence. And again, so much thanks to the persons who were there kind of helping us to understand retail, understand that transition to something we didn't know anything about. And because they were so helpful, the information they gave was so helpful, we were able to put a solid plan together, and that plan told us, hey, if you move from what you're doing now to what you're doing here, it's going to be beneficial.
And I mean, we've been seeing you growing, so that means obviously the plan worked and it is working and is continuing to develop and grow. Now you started off catering for women, career women in particular. Now we expanded, we included men. Well, how come we decided to add men to the list?
All right.
You get jealous?
No, man. No, man.
Little bit.
Well, this is the lady behind all of the design. So she has the answer. But the simple answer is that this is a part of a vision. So when we started this off, we had, in any plan, you're going to put together your mission statement. And the mission was to get this workwear brand for one-stop shop for the working professional woman at that time. And so when you're starting, though, you're also talking about where you're trying to go. And so the vision for us was to be able to cater to the working professional.
Okay.
Right, not just the woman.
Of course.
And so this is really the realization of that vision for us, being able to add the men to this and bring the accessories in is really the realization of 13 years of that vision kind of slowly but surely taking shape.
Yeah.
Us men always, from the beginning, You know, when women come with their significant others, you know, they're asking, so what do you think's for us?
That's why I say.
So it's been always there. I've been dressing him for 20 years. So, you know,
He just
together
didn't want to
with-
dress the rest of us. That's it.
Today, yeah.
Yeah, so I figure, okay, so I know how to dress women.
Yeah,
I've been dressing
yeah.
this one for some time.
So, but you'll have expanded into more than one location, and now you have different stores that cater specifically. Why is the location in Eastgate so important?
All right. Well, we are, as a retail brand, you have to find, you have to spread yourself sufficiently to be able to reach the market.
Right.
Eastgate is the new player in the East, and our Trinity Mall branch has been a branch that has been very good to us in terms of viability.
Okay.
All right. We're coming out of some unusual times here, and we're seeing that there are going to be some changes in here with the addition of this new mall. So we felt as though bringing these fresh new ideas to a new idea in the East would probably be a great match, and we think we're onto something here.
You mentioned the market, you mentioned the audience. Who is JK Men for, and who's J. Marie for?
I'll start with J. Marie. J. Marie was always a part of J&K Signature Styles, and we provided the finishes. So
Okay.
you have your outfit, you have your shoes, and your handbag, and your accessories. And now that J. Marie is on its own, we're looking at expanding to really helping complete a woman's outfit for her life, so the professional lifestyle.
Right.
Right? So she doesn't only work, she goes on dinners and dates and errands.
Yeah.
And so we have shoes that will appeal to that, accessories and handbags that go there. And we're really looking at expanding this, so this is a go-to place that you want to get your finishing looks.
Okay.
Right?
So it's more about the accessories.
Yeah, so
Okay.
handbag, shoes, accessories, yeah.
Okay.
J&K Men, like JK Signature Styles, it's really about for the man who's looking to satisfy his workwear needs, you know, from formal to casual. And yeah, we go from head to toe, basically, from your ties and your shirts right down to the shoes and the socks that you wear.
Yeah. And you mentioned the difficulty of the time that we're in, especially coming out of, well, we kind of still in a pandemic of sorts, right? But as entrepreneurs, I imagine you would have faced some challenges during that COVIDious period when you were all home doing nothing, you know? But how have you been able to navigate that and then
Yeah.
open to new stores?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the pandemic was something that I think, from a business standpoint, you couldn't have planned for.
Right.
In my studies, you heard that, all right, if business falls by, if your sales fall by about 5%, you're out of business possibly, right? This was being shut down
Yeah.
completely. So we had to, it was unusual solutions for an unusual time. Finding your way through that, it really was about where did the pandemic hit you, what stage of, maybe you were investing heavily, hit you then, and you potentially get wiped out.
Yeah.
For us, it took everything we had personally and in the business to get here.
Yeah.
But how we got out of this ultimately was knowing that depending on what we did to invest during the period, we'd either come out of this much smaller outfit, or we'd come out of this kind of back on the front foot. And
Yeah.
so we would have had an investment in High Street that started before the pandemic that we pushed to finish.
Right.
We closed a store in West Mall.
Okay.
We opened a store in Price Plaza, all trying to balance the scale. So by the time we get to this space where it's recovery time, we have something to work with to
Yeah.
try and drive the sales. So Eastgate for us is the first investment where we're looking forward. We're not just trying to survive
Yeah.
the pandemic, you know. And again, because the Trinity market and that East market, with these two malls now being the real prominent malls that take you all the way up to Arima,
Yeah.
Valencia,
Grande.
you know. Eastgate feels like a really wise investment for us. The investment in J&K Men, the investment in J. Marie. We've been developing these brands for some time. And so it feels like if we are to find our way forward, in what is a down economy, difficult times, we have to get a little bit creative.
Of course.
And this is kind of diversification within our strengths.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, if people want to find out more about the brand and get in touch with you guys, or check out the different locations and stuff like that, where can they reach you, or how can they reach you?
Well, on social media, we are JK Signature Styles
/ JK Men.
Men, right? J. Marie Caribbean, and then we have a website, jksignaturestyles.com, and all of our information is there, locations and everything.
Well, Karen, Joanna, congratulations on
Thank you.
opening the new stores, and thank you very much for coming to share the information with us. And I hope that you go check out JK Signatures. You could go check out JK Men, J. Marie, and get everything that you need for your career lifestyle, both men and women.
Yes.
We appreciate that. We take a quick break and we come back with more inside the Now Morning Show. Stick around. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
No problem.